What's going on, guys, and welcome to my Twixtor Time Remap tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to have more control over your clips that you put Twixtor on. If you're not familiar on how to use Twixtor, go ahead and watch my tutorial in the description on how to use Twixtor, and then come back to this one, and then I'll show you guys how to have more control with the speed of the clips. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. Okay, so here we are with our raw footage. Go ahead and play this forward for you. So what we're going to do is slow these clips down with Twixtor and then pre-comp them and use time remapping to kind of compress the Twixtor clip and then keyframe the speed of it, so we can go in the graph editor and kind of like adjust the speed in certain parts so where it's faster in some parts and slower in others. So I'm going to show you guys step by step how I get this done. So first, let's start off with the face mask clip. I'm going to go ahead and select this one, hit Ctrl-Shift-C, and you're going to want to click this move all attributes into new composition, and keep this unchecked. Do not check adjust the duration. So I'm going to change it to face mask Twix 1, whatever. Okay, so now I'm going to shorten this clip with the alt bracket right there. Next, let's go ahead and add Twixtor onto it. I'm going to use Twixtor Pro, but the settings are going to be the same if you're using Twixtor or Twixtor Pro. It doesn't really matter. So go ahead and follow along. I'm going to put input frame rate on 7. I like 7. Then image prep to contrast and edge enhance. Then frame interpretation to motion weighted blend. And warping to inverse with smart blend. Okay, so then you want to hit the stopwatch for speed. And I'm going to tap U and move this keyframe that's at 100% all the way off of this composition, this layer, I mean, so where it's like one before or way before, it doesn't really matter as long as it's before the beginning of this layer. So then at the very beginning, tap I to make sure you're at the beginning, like that, and then change the speed to, I'm gonna say 7. So now we have a slowed clip. Let me turn this one off real quick so you can see this. So now it's slowed, but watch this. We go to the end, and that's all we have. That's not very much, considering that there's this much footage in there. So what we need to do is extend this composition so we can get more of the motion into our scene. So let's go ahead and go to our project and extend this composition. So it's called Face Mask Twix 1, right there, comp settings. I'm gonna change it to 34 seconds, okay? So now we have a lot to work with. So let's scroll through this layer and see how the Twixtor looks on this clip. So it's not too bad. I think I'm gonna start it right around this part and then finish it right about there. So let's Control Z that. Okay, now we're at our beginning. And now that I've kind of like visualized which part I want, I'm going to go ahead and pre-comp this again. So Control-Shift-C. And I'm going to call it Face Mask Twix 1 Time Remap. Okay, and same thing, move all attributes into new comp, and don't click this. Alright, so click OK. Okay, so now we have our time remapped comp. Let's go into this time remap comp, and we are going to look at what is in here. So what we have in here is a clip that is Twixtored, and this clip is at 7 speed, and it goes from here to here. So right now, I'll bracket. Alright, so right now there's so much space we have to work with, which is not enough. So what we're going to do is extend the time remap comp as well. So let's go to our project, time remap comp. This one also is going to be, I'm just going to add a 3, so 34 seconds. So now I can stretch this out, and now how much time we have to work with. We'll have all of that. Alright, so you can shorten this if you want, since that's the end of our motion. So here to here. So now when I go back to our main comp here, I can hit Control-Alt-T to bring up our time remap, and our first keyframe is fine where it's at. Let's go ahead and change it to easy ease for pressing F9, and then this here is where we want our motion to end. So let's put our second keyframe there. So now when we change this value, it's going to move in time to this point in our motion. So when we change this value up higher, you'll see what happens. Watch this. So turn this value up, and you can see it finishing the motion. Alright, so keep going all the way to the end, right there. Okay, so now we have this to work with. And you can probably guess what we're gonna do next. Let me shorten this first. We're gonna go into our graph editor and go make sure you're in the value graph. And I'm going to change the graph to where the speed is up at the beginning and then down at the end. So it's gonna go, when the clip starts, it's gonna start playing fast and slow down and then start playing fast again. So let's see what that looks like. Not too bad. I think I'm gonna stretch this out just a little bit longer. So I'm gonna make this a little bit longer and move this keyframe down. Okay. So now we have this. Alright, you're getting the idea. Okay, now we're gonna do the same thing with the second clip, but I'm gonna show you guys how to do a little bit different graph with this one because I think it works better with this scene. So I'm going to pre-comp this, Control-Shift-C. I'm gonna call it, I don't know, Kaneki Twix1. Okay, and then alt bracket to shorten it. And I'm gonna hit Control-Alt-Shift-E to add the previous effect. And then input frame rate to 7. Image prep, contrast and edge enhance, frame interpretation, motion weighted blend, warping, inverse with smart blend. And then we're gonna hit the keyframe button on speed, tap U, and then move this keyframe to the side, and then change the value to 7. I like the number 7. You can go as low as you want, really. I like around 7 to 10 is usually good. So now I'm gonna do the same thing. So Kaneki Twix1, I need to extend it. Where we at? Twix1, change this one to 34. And let's take a look at our motion before we go further. So let's scroll through. All right, looks pretty good. All right, Control Z that. I'm gonna pre-comp again, Control Shift C. Kaneki Twix1 time remap. Okay, shorten that one. And then I'm going to go into this comp and I'm going to extend this one as well. So it'll be 34 seconds as well. And extend this footage. So now our footage we have to work with in our main comp will be longer. So keep that in mind, that's what we're doing here. We're making a composition that's slowed and then we're time remapping it to speed it up. That's basically the gist of what we're doing here. So let me see how far I have. Alright, that's pretty good. And I'm going to back to our main comp, Control Alt T. And then I'm gonna, since this keyframe's at the end, don't drag it like that. Don't do that. Just hit the stopwatch or the keyframe button and then F9, go to the end of our motion, of our layer, hit the keyframe button again, and then move forward in time. Okay, all the way to the end of the motion. Keep going. Alright, about there. Okay, perfect. So now let's go back to that and go into our graph editor. And then this one I'm going to make it fast and then kind of slow at the end, but if you do it like this, like hold shift and keep it flat like that, at the end there will be almost no motion. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to drag this a little bit below parallel like that, so that it'll continually move even after this fast part right here. So let's play this all the way through and see what we have. Alright, and that really doesn't look too bad. I think that pretty much does it for this tutorial. Leave a like down below if you guys enjoyed, and leave a suggestion if you guys have any, and I'll see you guys next time.